Urging into this.
Alright, boys and girls, it's time for another FRL'Cast with myself, Derek, and we've got Chris. What do you want to say, Chris?
Huh? What? For life? Are you kidding?
Man's got his head in space.
Yeah, we've got a great show for us tonight. We've got our special guest here, Dave, also known as Crazies. We've got our usual guy, Coops, up the top corner, nonchalantly doing his thing, if you just look on his mic. Also, I just want to put a wee mention as well. If you'd like to visit our website, you can at any time. We've also got our sim racing gloves, who we are currently sponsored by as well. The reason that we have that is all those guys are included were involved in sim racing, and it's probably the best thing you can wear on your hands to protect your steering wheels as well. Del, we're not live.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We are definitely live,
Yes,
everybody.
So this week...
Chris Clancy is very high up at the moment, as you can all tell.
Yes, this week the mistake is made by you and not me. At least I've got audio going this time.
Oh.
Well, I know what he's done wrong. He went to the wrong page to look.
Probably did, but...
Right, Coops, would you like to carry on and have a quick word while he's trying to figure his way back to Earth?
Yeah, why not? So, evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us at FRL'Cast. This is our second one. So, last week was a little bit of a pilot and a tester. Obviously, I'm still here, which is great. I haven't been sat here for the whole week. Chris has got himself a funky background, as you can see. Dow's just in his Fanatec affiliate link, as you can all see behind him. And Crazies, that is actually where he lives. I mean, we know he's pretty quick, and I think that's Michael Races and IR Graham just behind him there. I'm not sure which is which, though. And that's what we've got tonight. So we've got loads to talk about tonight. Obviously, we're grateful for all the questions that have come in.
Yes.
We'll obviously address all of those. There's tons of stuff that's come in this evening. But I'm going to just hand you over to Dave, and he can introduce you to him. If people don't know who he is, well, where have you been? And we'll get into it.
Yeah, so well, you all know me as FRL Crazies. So now you have a face to the name. But my name is Dave, so I am a Dave. So
that's not very Elaine-like.
What, Elaine? But yeah, I've done, I've raced with FRL since the very beginning, pretty much. Hence why. What's that?
That's why we had asked you on as well, because you're one of the newer guys, or one of the first guys to help set up FRL.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably what. Yeah, I've done a lot of races with FRL, and I've pretty much seen everybody coming in, and it's mental how many people are coming in now. It's just every day. There's just loads. Keep seeing it ping up and everything, and then there's so many quick guys as well. Yeah. Like Michael Graham. Lely. Lely's been around for a while now. I used to race with him actually before FRL as well. So, and then Will, everybody. There's so many quick guys. Traction Dave and that. So, it's good because it keeps it interesting for me. It's a target for me. I like the competition. So, I
thought you do like the competition, especially last night when you decided to sort of start way back where on the grid and just.
Yeah, I had literally did one lap, and the Nissan was rubbish around there anyway, so I don't know what game of dad was going on about. And then
he's going to fall it with you when he comes in.
And I couldn't. I did one lap, and then the next lap I had I think it was GTJ. He was like up my bum basically, and nice. I thought, well, I'm going slower than him, so I won't ruin his lap, so I'll just pull off and went back in the pits and started 15th. But I finished 6th or 7th, didn't I?
You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, usually I end up, if I qualify bad, qualifying's not my strong point. It's very rare that I'm actually on pole or anything like that.
I think the stats would disagree with that.
Yes.
So let's have a look at your stats. So why don't you go over what your stats are just now, and then we'll tell us.
Yeah.
Well, I was sorry, I'm going to interject there.
Okay.
We're all just jumping into this conversation, and people that are watching who might not be aware what the format is for this evening or why. I mean, why is Dave here? Why is he here? Well, we know why he's here because Dave's just smashed out a huge landmark, hasn't he, within FRL? He's just got he's over his 100th podium. And was it 150? I ain't got the stats in front of me, but it's around
150 races.
150 races, over 100 podiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
And
Right, that's pretty good.
40 of those were first place.
I'm just gonna have once it loads up, I can have a look.
This is proper, like, starting to get into elite alien territory.
FRL's Lewis Hamilton's the man to beat.
Yes.
That's a nice.
Wonder who's
I
going to
bet there'll
pop,
be some
who's going to
comments in
pop
the
up
chat
as
about
Max,
that.
I wonder.
It's people are going to start the place is going to erupt.
It's nice if I like that if people come in and think, oh yeah, just be the guy with the most stuff. Again, it makes it fun for me anyway, because it makes me go try and get even quicker, because when there's these really quick guys. But then I do like changing cars a lot at the minute anyway, so I wouldn't necessarily always use my favorite car, like for instance the Nissan. The Aston I don't mind too much, but it's not the quickest. It's a bit leery.
What is your
on the rear
favourite car?
end. Well, I started off like most people in the Bentley, and I pretty much
You were
Got that.
unraceable in that.
got that down to a T.
Yeah.
So I won quite a lot in the Bentley. It's just
Can
so stable on the PlayStation anyway.
Can I just interject here and say, Keddy has posted up a comment saying, yeah, just because I went to PC, too easy.
Well, you
That would be
did
his
go to
fault then.
PC, Kenny.
Hey, well, Kenny, we can once I do get on PC, we'll be racing again. So, and I'll be
He's coming
I'll
for
be-
you, Keddy. He's
I'll be
coming for
big.
you.
yeah, I'll be coming for you. You'll probably have all the stats on there it's a bit now, so I'll be coming for them.
Keddy's got all the equipment as well. I mean, he's been.
He's got like
Well,
a
not all of it, Gary. You've
professional
got half it
sim
behind you.
races.
You've
he had all
got,
that before I did.
this is why people can't get anything from Fanatec. Dale's got it all.
He's got it all.
I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna grill crazies about anything specific, or do we want to have a look at some of the questions? And obviously, crazies as one of the founding fathers. We should get a little statue of him, shouldn't we? Next week on the TV, there's going to be a statue of you there.
Get
Do you
a
wanna jump
plasticine
into that,
model out or something. So we'll put it to obviously the viewers if they want to ask you any questions themselves. I'll put it up here. So if anyone wants to ask Crazies any questions, by all means, go ahead.
This is where nothing comes in. No one's interested.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
Yeah, it might not be straight away.
No, it's usually about a 10-second delay. 10 minutes.
Yeah. So we've actually got a few questions that have come through the Q&A section, which we'll kind of use as the crux of our show tonight. Some of the questions are quite interesting, actually. And Crazies, you're obviously here to kind of help us answer these questions as well. They've all been ran by the man, James. He's kind of gave his feedback on most of them as well, and we can add our own bits to it, etc. So we'll kind of get cracking with something from George 216, one of our fellow racers from across
America.
the pond, I believe. I think he's from America, yeah.
Yeah, Washington way, Georgie.
The far side.
It was his wife's birthday today. Happy birthday, Shannon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
happy birthday, Shannon.
Hope you're
So
watching.
his question came in on the 6th of February. It was basically asking, I'd like to throw a question to the podcast lot. Have you guys thought about having a PlayStation Championship that is open to all racers, but you have to qualify for it? So something like 2 qualifiers during a month, each qualifier taking the top 10 in the main race on the same month, and do that month on month over the course of like 8 months. So we passed this question over to James himself. James himself has obviously said, yes, it's something that's been in his thoughts. The only issue that he sees though is we do have most nights, we have some sort of race or some sort of league or some sort of one-off event happening. But obviously, post-update, things could get better. We might reduce our nights down to like 2 main nights through the week, and that'll open up opportunity for other nights through the week for things like this to take place. So to answer your question, George, it's definitely something that if post-update it fits the bill, that's something that James is kind of willing to kind of look at and kind of get things moving on something like that, because it's the evolution of the league, isn't it? The evolution of FRL. It's going to take it forward.
Every day we're thinking of new things, and it's always good when people, even the guys that just racing with us, if they give their their ideas and that as well. It's really, really good. It's just a great place, to be honest. It's a good community.
We can't be expected to think different. My God, the stress.
It's a lot. It is. I mean, behind the scenes, all of this is a lot of work. It's literally like another job. It is. I mean, I'm like, my day job is driving around and, I fit tires. But when I'm not doing that, every time I get in the van, I check my phone. Every time I stop, I check my phone. I go through everything and then try and
It's very addicting, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sort of at the minute I'm doing a lot of the social side of it, like posting, getting the posts up. I mean, not so much obviously Chris and you and James as well. You sort of do the you're doing like the pictures and stuff like that, but I just literally get it ready to post and put the stuff in the post.
It's helping. I mean, the things that are going out into the social media void is brilliant. It's dragging people in. It's definitely worked. I think that's one of the main reasons that, and SimGrid. Keddy's had a hell of a lot to do with the SimGrid, as well as PC side of it. Cascanova posted up saying technical difficulties. I think we're all okay, no?
No, not from my side. Everything looks good. The comments are coming through.
Yep, comments are coming in.
We're just missing down. That's the only technical difficulty at the minute.
Yeah.
But the idea of so George's question, asking if we could do some kind of sort of championship where you have to qualify for it. I mean, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that would be something to look towards eventually, especially if obviously it's getting more popular now. So there's more people coming in, and there's only so many spaces that we can get people on, racing on the grid. So I guess that way you could sort of like have qualifiers and that, and then you've got the top people out of that are then going to race, and it will fill the grid. 20 cars, but then if it's on the the new, when the update happens,
there could be 30 cars.
Yeah, 30 cars, is it? So
I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be small tracks. 30 cars is going to be quite.
We could have had 30 in either of the tiers last night with the 9 reserves that were sat there.
Yeah, so, I mean it's mental, and it's everybody just wants to race on ACC, but just in FRL as well. So it's
I
really
think
good.
Was it yourself? You posted up the poll. What's your favourite night? Tuesdays or Sundays?
Actually, no, I didn't post that. I think that
James.
might have been James. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to go for Sundays because that's the one.
It's your day.
That's my day. Yeah. So I'm always going to go for Sundays, but Tuesdays is the grid is just really good as well.
I think it's swaying towards the Tuesday so far. It seems to be the more popular of the two.
Yeah.
I think midweek seems to be a better option because Sundays for some people.
Hangover.
Getting up early. Yeah. Getting up early for Monday as well, but I mean, who needs sleep?
So George, I hope that's answered your question. That's a very good question indeed, actually.
What was George's question? I had to run.
No,
he said, "Where's Dal gone? Where's Dal gone?" And we've answered it.
We've actually been speaking for half an hour about it.
There was a big blonde at the door.
There was a what?
A blonde at his door.
Oh, a blonde.
Sharon's caring, come on.
What's their name? Fanatec.
But his question was about like having some kind of PlayStation Championship where you qualify for it, and then you have like a one-off race every month with the top 10 from all the qualifiers. It's something James himself has said is definitely something that's been in his thoughts, but need to wait till with everything
Finding
post update. and see what nights become popular and what nights we can drop, etc. if we need to, or if we're going to. So, George, thanks for the question. And you've had the alien himself give his feedback on that. Yeah.
Before you move on to the next one, can I just say there's loads of people saying hello in the live chat. So obviously, hello everybody.
Yeah,
Hello.
say hello back.
But our two northern, not you two northerners, because you're from a whole other place, but our two northerners, Traction and Michael, we know they're kind of mates. I mean, I think they pretend they're mates. They're having an argument in the live chat.
Oh, really?
So
What?
Michael is saying, how does it feel to be the fastest Dave? And Traction. So thank you, boys.
Brilliant.
I tell you, a lot of it doesn't even come down to just being quick. It's being consistent. It's not crashing and not spinning out. Half the time I get like up the grid is because I just don't go off or don't crash. That's all it is. I'm not going as fast as like the other guys, but I just don't crash.
I've got a theory that the likes of yourself and Keddy and all these other fast guys, you can see in slow motion.
It's focus.
See, yeah, well, you have like tunnel vision, don't you? You're just racing, so you're not. I think it's like my eyes can look one way and they look the other as well. They're looking at different things all at once. So that's, I don't know.
Whilst your other alien hands and feet are using both pedals, arms,
and then
you're taking a drink, you're talking to the missus.
yeah, all at once. It's I think it's also like reactions as well.
There's also a theory that Crazies isn't actually the one driving; it's the missus that's driving.
Yeah, we've yet to see live feed of you actually driving. We think Mrs. Crazy's doing all the driving, and you're just the face of the car.
She does everything. She does the drawing. She does the logo. She does the racing. I'm just here just to pretend. I'm just.
You're the face of the enterprise.
Yeah.
Honest. So I think Darren's having problems getting in to watch the feed, so I'm just going to send him the link. Apologies, guys.
So.
Let's have a look at this.
There we go. He should be in now. So
how many have we got? We've got 22 watching. Should we wait for a little while before we do the competition, or should we just throw it out there now?
We could possibly do the competition, set a time for it about 10:30. Give everybody a chance to be in.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's about the midway point as well.
Okay, let's do that.
What, have we already had 18 minutes gone already?
Yes.
Oh, time flies when you're having fun.
High in the sky.
So, apologies from earlier on. I meant to say, if you want to visit our website, you can do so, formularacingligue.co.uk. If you want to post any questions to us at all, you do so at formularacingligue0@gmail.com. We also are sponsored by Sim Racing Gloves. You can get details of all of the products and merch that they themselves offer on our Discord. We also have a merch side ourselves, so if you go onto our website, you can have a look at some of the merchandise there. Your skip hats, you've got t-shirts, jackets, hoodies, etc. So details of that's on our live stream, so you can take it direct from there if you want, guys. Thank you. Aha. What's he doing?
That was a party political broadcast by the Deadman.
So I have a
I tried to
question
do
for you,
that
Dave.
earlier, but it wasn't popping up.
So, Dave, I have a quick question for you. Regarding the pictures that you're selling, are these done on the computer or are they done by hand? How long does it take, kind of thing? So
it's
shameless
digital.
plug, we could call this.
It's digital drawing, so it's done by hand, but it's done on an iPad.
Right.
So you can buy the iPad pencil. That's basically just it looks like a pencil, but you just have to charge it up, and then she does there's an app called Procreate. So basically you pay £10 and that's it, and then it's yours, and then you can do all this stuff with it, and she just does this stuff that I can't do.
Very talented.
Very
talented.
So she's currently doing hutches at the minute because he's bought a couple, so he obviously wants to stick some up in his sim area, have his cars up there. So she
got Mr. 7 put on the side of it.
Mr. Yeah. No, I think he's just going to have his 22,
22?
on the side, and then we'll get it printed for him and everything like that. So, and then send it off to him.
What is the turnaround time on that? Nice to know.
It really,
roughly, obviously, not exactly.
I think it's probably like a couple of days. I think it depends on how quickly she wants to get it done. If she hasn't got other things to do, like playing
Like your races.
Yeah, like my races, which is a couple of nights a week, so that takes her time up. And then
I've got this vision of you sitting watching Emmerdale while the missus is driving for you.
Yeah, I just sit with the headphones on while in party chat.
To party chat.
Once or twice.
And then when accidents happen, I just pretend that I'm in them.
Yeah.
So.
Very
Whoa! Watch out, look. Good. It's great work. She's very talented.
Yeah.
I'll let her know. She did say earlier. She's like, "Do you want me to watch?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't really mind." She's like, well, "That's not nice." But why? I was like, "You should want me to watch." I said, "Well, go on then, watch."
So George Priest,
Huh?
Georgia Priest has put up saying his wife says thank you for the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday.
Did we wish her birthday? Yeah. So far behind. What's happening?
You had your invisible cloak on, didn't you? Because there was just a chair.
Yeah, maybe.
We also had a message from George Priest as well saying consistency is my weakness at the moment. I think he's just being a little bit harsh on himself. He's been very consistent recently, actually.
Yeah, he's definitely got faster since he's joined.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe is watching.
Is she?
Yeah, she's like, I am watching.
She watches everything. She's like an eagle. He's definitely got quicker, which is a good thing because it's always good when people. I think there's a lot of people, Chris, like yourself, Dale, yourself. Since we started, you've got better. I've seen it, in the races. No, you haven't got worse. You've definitely got better.
Depends. I've got a bad habit of changing cars each season, and I've got to start from scratch. So the last couple of races are all right, but the first lot are just.
They complaining about it as soon as you do it.
You need a really long season to be able to get to grips with the car.
It's always good to have comms by Coops showing you live on stream making all those mistakes.
I'm not tier 1 anymore, so I get away with it.
I'm going to guest in tier 2 just for you, Dale.
Are you?
Just to show how
No.
Glad you weren't there Monday. Monday was a very bad race for me. The GT4s were beating me.
I watched Monday because I was in the party chat with you guys.
I couldn't hook that Lambo up at all.
Where was it? Monday was
Silverstone.
You couldn't. I thought the Lambo was quite good round there.
I thought it had done quite well, but the first I started off the race with a full tank just about, and I just couldn't get it to grip. And then by the time I damaged it and went to the pits and come back out, I had nearly a full tank again to make sure I got to the end.
Yeah.
So it took until I got to about 2/3 of the tank before it would actually start gripping. It was a setup. It wasn't all the car. It was me in the setup. But
we have
spent most of my time spinning in circles.
We have a question for David, direct from We the Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Who's David?
Yeah.
Dave, you mean?
Only my nan calls me David.
David!
Or my mum.
So Kevin, We the Kevin says, I have a question. After how many championships are you going to retire? And give us an opportunity.
I'm just going to keep going. Get to some silly numbers. That's the plan anyway.
You want 5 diamonds, 5 jewels?
Yeah, I've got the one. I've got 6. So 6. I've got a diamond and then the 1 trophy. So I need another 4.
I think when you get to 2 diamonds, we have to make you run the ST car while the rest just run the GT3.
Yeah. But you did say the other night, Dave, if you ever go into a race against GT3s and an inferior car like an ST or like a GT4 and you beat any of the GT3s, that person must retire.
Yeah, well, I think I said to you last night, didn't I? Was it? Yeah, it was last night.
Glad I'm on PC then.
Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Michael Races has put Coops has a great talent of viewing someone at the exact moment they make a mistake.
Do you know what that is? I think you all must be watching the stream at the same time, waiting for me to make you famous, and then obviously you all get a bit scared when I'm watching you.
Look away at the screen just at that point that you're there on.
I can't help it, guys. When the timing screen is telling me that people are right on each other, I'm not going to go and view it. Am I?
You're an evil wizard.
You know what I mean? I can't help that. And Traction wants me to put up the sign. I don't need that today, Traction, because today we've got some stuff here which will stay forever.
Permanent posters.
That's right. Go on, crack on with another question, Chris. If you got one there.
Yes, I do. I've got lots and lots. Cascanova has sent several questions in, so what we might do is perhaps condense everything down into kind of. He's asked a lot of different questions in one. We'll try and kind of incorporate that into just a one answer sort of thing. So first of all, he's come up with a bit of a wacky idea. This question came through today, and it's directed at the comms. So this is something you yourself could perhaps give us a wee insight into. All about driver interaction. So he's suggesting invite a few people in the same party as the comms host, preferably from different skill levels, so the eyes are spread over the field. When an accident or something special occurs and the comms host can contact the driver, they might have a better insight in the situation. This can make it more interactive, make it a more interactive race, like you see in the television. So when you've got direct feedback coming from the likes of your
BBC.
something like that. So his suggestion is when you're doing your comms, you have a couple of drivers as well whilst they're driving. And I don't know how that could pan out. I don't know if that would be too distracting, to be fair.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, I have to say that, and I can see the pluses of it. My concern would be, yeah, I mean, I can't control everybody else that's on the stream. So, for instance, and nothing against anybody I'm going to mention here, Chris, was in on the stream, let's just say, and or Dell, because Dell likes a blue word every now and then when the car spins.
Yeah.
You know, so let's put ourselves in the position. So we're commentating on the race. We're looking at all the battles going on. We're looking at the maps. We're looking at everyone. We're trying to check everything that's going on at the same time. If I've then got three people, let's just say three. If I've got three people that are also in the chat, they're not only going to speak when something happens, and because what they're going to do is they're going to realise they're on the chat, and they're going to be like, look at me, I'm great, and all this type of stuff. Or they're going to be like, what's this person doing in front, or what's this numpty doing behind? You know, because obviously everybody hates each other when you're on the track. Yeah, because you're racing. I know off the track it's different.
As soon as we finish, we're all friends.
Exactly.
Apologising for your language and stuff.
I think I can kind of guess what you're getting at there. It's possibly not pertinent.
I don't think so. I don't think. Maybe it might be different on PC or within the Discord chat on PC. Maybe you can control it better, or you could maybe there might be an opportunity to signal someone, or someone could, I don't know. You know, someone could press something. You could see a button come up that okay, that guy needs to talk to me. What's it about? But the amount of control you would have to have over those individuals when they're in the heat of the battle to make sure that what he said is friendly enough.
Your job's hard enough as it is.
Then it's a great idea, don't get me wrong, but especially on the PlayStation, I just don't think that would work.
Once you get more than two people in the chat as well, then you're not so much having a conversation as a night out in an angry bar. Everybody trying to talk over each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cascanova, I hope that's kind of a little bit of kind of insight into that kind of concept. It's maybe got some workable ideas there, but it's possibly not feasible for PlayStation as it stands. We've also got another question from him on leaks. So I think this is kind of touching on the same thing as George had said. Nation Cup. So a driver of each nation compete against one another. I think we've kind of touched on the conversation a wee while back, actually. We've got quite a lot of different people from different regions throughout the world. And he's talking about like a Nations Cup, which is an absolutely fantastic idea. Again, it's something James did give us some feedback on. James himself did say the Nations Cup. Same response on previous, yeah. So it's pretty much something that we're going to have to wait until post-update. But it's definitely something that if a space or an opportunity opens up in the racing week, like if we get down to 2 or 3 main days, we'll think of other days to be able to incorporate these different types of races into our kind of calendar, our weekly calendar. The last one is charity events. Now, Crazies, you could probably help us with this one. We've had a kind of bit of a conversation quite recently, haven't we? And
did we?
The admin chat.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to like remind me because
I know that I don't know if you'd maybe get confused.
You're supposed to lie, Dave. You're supposed to go, yeah.
I know there's been some conversation about one in the PC, but I don't know. I didn't know about it.
There is a conversation, kind of an idea that we do some kind of event for charity, which I think there's kind of some ideas kind of rolling about. So it's obviously a good opportunity to kind of put that out there in the podcast. The question's being asked, is it something we can do? And yeah, we've been talking about it. We've been running some ideas. I think James himself was working quite closely with Geo on some sort of artwork and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I found it. That's it's on the PC side of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and it's next month.
Is it next month? As quick as that?
If something can happen on PC, it can definitely happen on PlayStation. Just maybe a kind of more of a kind of watered down version, just because of the controls you have on the PlayStation.
Yeah, the trouble is on the PlayStation you can't change. Well, you can. We did that 6-hour race, didn't we? Where we changed drivers, where we get to log in and log back out again. Yeah. That's the only way you can do it on the PlayStation. But I mean, it worked pretty well. So we could do something like that again, and then have like a 6-hour race or something like that on the PlayStation, and then have a do it for charity and stuff.
That was actually a great idea, having that.
Chris is taking off his nappy. Right, mate.
So yeah, we could do something like that. I mean, the PC is there's so much more freedom to do stuff. Because everything you can just change everything, can't you? So it makes it a lot easier on there. But if we can still, we'll still try and do certain things on the PlayStation.
Hoping that some features from the PC will come to the new updating PC or PlayStation, especially with PlayStation 5, because it can.
Yeah, it won't come to the 4 though, will it? Definitely won't.
I don't
think so. To the 4.
It'd be just the 5 version, because obviously
I'd like to see ballast come. One of the big things I'd like to see is ballast come, where we can give the front runners a bit more weight in the car.
Oh yeah, I would love a bit of ballast.
I think that would make it a bit more open.
Because then that would make the guys that are even quicker than me slower. So
yes, it would.
The OP cars, some of the OP cars, they can you can talk them down a bit.
We have the arrival of Gamer.
There he is.
Excellent, there he is.
Hello, Alien Hunter.
Better late than never.
Yes. How are you this evening?
All right, mate. All right. Good. How is everyone?
How you doing?
Not doing
Good,
too
very
bad.
well, mate. Very well, thanks.
So, since we're at a natural break when Gamer came in there, what would you like to do your competition group, since it's 10:30?
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe
Okay, so
give them some time to get their answers in.
Yeah, and there's going to be rules around this one, so we'll put it straight out there. Traction Dave, you are not allowed to answer. No. If you put an answer on that live chat, mate, and someone copies you, then we're going to have to speak to James. There's going to be a race ban or something, because we're not having it again. Right, anyway, here we go. Right, so Sundays and Tuesdays, we obviously, during Comms by Coops, we do Coops competition in Coops Corner by Coops Cars. So here's the question, guys, right? And I hope you're listening very, very carefully. Which driver within FRL has completed the most races but has the worst win ratio? Obviously, everybody on screen here can't answer. So I'll repeat the question, okay? Which driver within FRL, so that's past or present, so have a think about that, has completed the most races with the worst win ratio? So we've got the guy sat here who's probably got the best, one of the best win ratios. Gamer Dad. And sorry, Dave. Sorry, I didn't see that. But yeah, there's your question. So put the answers in the live chat, or actually, you're not allowed to put them in the live chat. Hold on to those answers for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you guys are all.
Yeah, you've already told them to put it in the live chat, so they'll be
Okay.
taken away.
I'm going to tell them now. Stop. Hold on. In 10 minutes' time, I'll give you guys a thumbs up. Then put your answers in. I don't want people trying to copy each other. And then obviously, whoever wins that this evening will get a free setup, any car, any track, as we do every week. All right. Cool.
Sure.
Can I get a Nissan?
Ask him.
You can ask me for the Nissan.
I meant a real one to drive home. It can be a mic. It can be a micro for all I care. Need a car.
So now that we've got Gamer Dad in the chat, this is your opportunity to do a new feature that's going to happen each week.
Oh, Gamer Dad's Alien of the Week.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we need some music or something for that, don't we?
Dun dun dun.
I don't know. I'll stop that.
I'm going to
Someone
cut that
have.
for the next time.
Yeah, we need some like intro music for that, I think.
I'll
Yeah.
sort that.
We're going to have to do it as
Some, alien
it's going to
noises.
have to be non-copyright stuff though.
Don't worry, mate. We'll figure it out.
Right, so my Alien of the Week. It's not always someone that's quick, but someone that's impressed. So this week it's going to Neil Woodward for his performance.
Oh.
GT4 holding off the Dark Horror and winning the race at Kielami.
That
Well
was,
done, mister.
it was even more impressive because we was all shouting at him in the party chat.
That was fantastic.
Saying about the comms thing.
Everyone, please, for the next 1 minute, 44 seconds, can you
Please
please
be
be
quiet.
quiet? Please, please, please. And the whole place just erupted. There was about 9 of us. It was such a shame. And it was a kind of sweaty mess at the end of it.
To his
Yeah,
credit,
that's-
to his credit, like Gamer was saying there, since he's came in January, he's really improved as well.
Yeah,
So that's a good shout.
Yeah,
that's a really good show. Actually, he's I mean, not that I'm the fastest at all ever, but I used to race quite a lot with him, and he's just pulled away. He's now a second and a half faster.
Well, that's not hard on you, Chris, is it?
Not at all. That last night's
So, Chris,
race.
what, are you trying to say you don't have a very good win percentage, Chris?
So what you'll find is, right, when I'm in a race, right, hang on. So when I'm in races and I do get involved in sort of instance, it's normally not me. And yes, my win rate against my amount of races driven ratio is very low.
yeah, but I think that's
Incidents
because-
caused and
aren't you
incidents been involved are
normally
quite high.
just minding your own business, cutting the lawns.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I'm cutting the lawn, and my win ratio
But you have
is seriously affected by it. I'll need to get away from this obsession with grass.
you've stopped the vaulting though, haven't you? The vaulting.
It's now
See-
getting called something else. I think it's getting called.
Someone said it was got dowled, didn't they? the other
Delved.
night?
Delved.
They said
Yeah,
delved.
delved, all right, but-
Delved.
I think the GT4 guys can tell you I was very polite to them. hard racing, nothing more.
You weren't polite on the chat, Del.
No, I wasn't. No, I was not happy with my car.
I can imagine that bit on that idea by cutting out. Oh, there's been an incident, and we have to cut the feed, guys.
Dale's got his machete out, hacking.
No, it was not nice.
I was trying to find quite a cool tune for this, but I think it would probably end up getting
demonetized.
Scorched for
Copy-
infringement rights or something with the
copyright
song, so I'm not
will
bothered doing it.
I've got
So-
a tune. I've got a tune on my phone of Chris.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I won't play it. I don't want to embarrass you too much. But
Nothing embarrasses me at all in the slightest. I have been subject to this since I've came to FRL. You're a bunch of heartless.
Lovely people, friendly.
Heartless.
Come join us.
Stop.
Chris, you can't blame FRL. You've been subject to this since you were in school.
True. I've grew up. Everyone I've actually grew up with Dale my whole life, from about the age of 10, 11.
I would debate the fact that we're grown up.
Yeah, I do.
So friends for 33 years. That's why we're like a married couple. We never agree to disagree. It's a nightmare.
friends for older than I've been born or alive, shall I say?
Wait you the corner.
Guys, post your answers. Post your answers to the question. Go. I know three of you have already done it. Anyway.
Post.
So I guess
There we
after
go.
we get the answers in and you give the prize
Can we
out
get
tips,
before you reveal the answer?
well, I might go ahead and get the standings done for the championships after that.
Their Cascanova's put on the chat there. The next race, your stress levels are going to go sky high with after hearing all of this and having to perform at the top.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
'cause
have?
he'll be someone's featured driver as well, wouldn't he? No doubt next
Yeah.
week he'll be all eyes on.
Yes.
We should have gave out everybody a stream feed so they could watch them.
So here we go. So the answers are coming in. We've got Lynx. Really? Lynx has not driven with us for such a long time.
Oh, Hutch thinks it's him. No, it's not you, Hutch. You're safe, mate, for now. Darren, right? Yes, you're not allowed traction. That's right. It's not discrimination. I'm trying to allow people that don't cheat to answer the questions.
We've
Right,
got,
we'll give him a couple. Do you want to do another question or something, and then I'll go back and do? I mean, I know he's won
Yes.
it anyway, so it's fine.
you know who's won it. All right, okay. So the next question then. This again is Cascanova, so we're kind of just getting to the tail end of his questioning now, about point system. This is something that James himself. Oh, come on. Has said it's a very good suggestion. So what he's suggesting is give a point for the fastest lap and or maybe the person who finishes P1 in quali. That's something we used to have in another league that we raced in, wasn't it, Paul?
Yes, we used to do that in another league.
Yes, and then we've also got, he's suggested saying the fastest lap points have proven to make the F1 Championship extremely interesting, so why not do it in FRL?
I have
Very
a,
interesting suggestion.
I had a thought the other day about points of I think it was you, Paul, actually. I think it might be is it the Midnight Madness? Is all the points in that literally like say
Weird.
like
It's
like
weird.
it's 1 point between it? Is
Oh,
that
that's
how it is?
Slammers. So
Slammers.
20 to
I
1.
think that's quite a good idea, to be fair, because that would keep everything really close through the
Yes.
whole season. Just to have literally just 1 point difference between each finishing position,
To 1. Easy.
and it would go literally right down to the last race.
It would go to the wire. People would have something to fight for, and you get points for even coming in last.
So
And it works an absolute treat.
And then if you get
I
a
think
point
that's quite a
for
good idea.
pole and a point for fastest lap, you could actually get the 3 points the last race and win.
I'm just going to put it out there. I think that's perhaps why it's maybe one of the more popular, because there is an incentive for even coming mid-pack and still getting there or thereabouts points like some of the guys in fifth are getting. It's keeping you in the fight.
Our late night stuff is quite popular.
We're getting like 15 drivers a night, which is amazing. We're getting more drivers than some of the kind of main league races, etc. Can't grumble at that. But yeah, the point system, someone getting points for having the fastest qualifying lap, just to kind of add that wee extra bit of spice, so folk are really going to push. And it's something James is all for backing. So
Yeah, I think that's quite a good idea.
so
More
Cascanova,
bragging
thank
rights,
you
isn't it?
for your magnitude of questions. There've been some really good talking points for us tonight.
Shall I announce the winner just before we move on?
Yes, then I go.
So, ask the question again.
So the question was, what driver within FRL has completed the most races and has the worst win ratio? So I'll give you some figures around that. The amount of races at the time, when I went and had a look at the press, was 173, which is a lot of races. That's a hell of a lot of races. With a win ratio, is not even 0. They've added an extra 0. It's 0.0. I mean, that is some good going. Obviously, the answer, and this is the way we do things in FRL. Within this little podcast we've got here, we've got Crazies, a master, Gamer Dad,
Alien Hunter.
An alien hunter, right? We've got Dow, an ever-present. We've got me. I've decided I can't drive, so I talk instead. And then we've got Chris, who is an ever-present. Chris, how many races have you done?
173.
And what's your win ratio?
I was going to say,
0.0, was it? So there we go.
That's
There's
more
your answer.
races than you, isn't it, Dave?
Chris
Yeah,
is
I've done 100. Yeah, well, at the minute 152.
152.
to be honest,
Yeah,
my win ratio
free.
ain't that
nice.
So,
So the winner of the competition,
Okay.
I'm going to give it out there. So We the Kev put it out straight away. So congratulations, We the Kevin. DM me any car, any track. We'll get it done. All right. So next week we'll have some else to think about.
Thank you for having me at the crux of your question time tonight. Oops, that was very nice of you.
Not question.
Yeah, but Chris, evidently from where you are right now, I look up to you. Obviously, I mean, look how high you are up there.
6'3".
Trippy, you're 6'3". Me too.
Yes, he's in person. He's very tall.
And your bra.
Can I just say, actually, it's slightly off topic. It's not questions, but I was having a chat with one of our guys, just about sort of driver stuff and reserves, and Georgie Priest was saying to me the other day that one of the things he's looking to do at some point in the coming year is to actually come over here with his missus. Apparently Shannon, she is a massive race fan herself.
Oh.
And he wants to come over here, and he was like, so it would be great if we could come over and we could all meet up at a race day somewhere so that we can actually start putting, I know we're doing this for faces to names, but actually, just basically mob up and take over somewhere is what he was getting at. And Keno the other day was saying he's going to brands and he wants to know if we can give him a load of flyers that he can stick up around there to get people interested in
FRL.
joining. It's
a great idea.
Something like that, aren't we?
Well, we kind of sort of did take over a small section of the hill at Donington Park, didn't we?
Donington.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. The sweet spot right at the what's the name of the corner?
The Foggy S's, just before Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. The sound of the cars. It was everything. Great experience. It was the first time for me.
When was that? Is that when they had the food van just there because there was no facilities? So they had the food van.
Well,
Was it there?
They had the facilities round the back as well in the paddock. But
It was the last round of the British GT
That's right.
Championship. It was
great.
Yeah, it was
We
pretty
should
good.
just organise that. I think there'll be millions of us turn up there.
That was the day Chris took pride in throwing me out my wheelchair as well. Every opportunity he had.
Oh wow, that's right. Go down the hill and tipped you at your wheelchair and you went down in stages.
If you've never been to Donington Park either, like obviously it's in the game, it doesn't look like it's that big of a a difference with the height of the track and that, but when you get there, it's really steep.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I used to
The
sit
crane
on the
curves
opposite
are like
side.
are like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's the perception in the game doesn't do it justice. When you're there in
No.
person, it's like wow.
Yeah, but the same thing as well. I wonder if when you're in the car, if you notice the difference
Yeah.
when you're driving down, because you're inside a car at that point. It's probably a little bit
I
different.
think you would.
feeling as
I think you would notice.
Yeah,
That's
I think-
quite a deep gradient change. I think you would notice.
You go a bit faster because you're going downhill.
Oh, here we go. So what's Oh, Kev, we the Kev. Look, that's a shame. Oh well. Another alien we don't need to worry about. We the Kev has just messaged saying he can't make the race tonight.
The race tonight.
No. Midnight Madness.
Yeah, you
That means who's going to run away with it?
Me.
Who's even,
It's my race series. I'm going to win.
Yeah,
see, I might actually. I said to you the other day, didn't I? I said I might race after this tonight. I'm in the Merc, aren't I? So
Get your mark out.
yeah. I've had a good run in it so far. The first 3 races.
We have a look at the standings for that one.
Yeah, there you go. Can I just give a wee shout out to Keddy as well? Again, he's been doing some really good work in the background for the likes of the PC, and so far he's managed to organise several FRL liveries that look absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Can I just say, and I'm not being biased, but a lot of the cars you see in these PC races, these liveries are something else. They just look so beautiful, and they make the cars look so sleek. He's got the Merc that he just posted today.
I really like the white Porsche.
Yeah, I was pretty asked that. How did you manage to? How much did you give him to have the Porsche in different colours?
I says to him, I'll give him the money for it. He's like, don't you worry about it. So
he's not.
So no, he's getting nothing.
I'll have 7 more, please.
He's got the Maca. He's also, what was the other one? I think he's got 4
BMW,
going so far. The
BMW, the Maca, the Porsche, the Merc, the Ferrari, I think as well.
Ferrari.
It's quite a lot of them now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's working towards every single car to have the FRL livery.
Yeah, I think he said that, didn't he?
We need to chip in and get him something like some kind of big incentivise.
What can you buy Keddy that he doesn't already have?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Get him a model aeroplane. He can put it next, he can think of work when he's racing or something.
It would probably castrate you if you give him a present like that.
And the other thing you can really talk about would be like private jets and stuff that you can't afford just yet.
He keeps spending all of his money on his driving setup.
He's got his heart set on getting me and him a mansion in Miami with playground.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's nice of him.
Very nice, I thought.
Are we not a couple anymore? Is it now you and Keddy?
Well, we can be a couple until the mansion comes.
Right. Sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I wanted to just say thank you, a massive thank you to Keddy for all these work he's doing in the background for the liveries and stuff.
Dave, did you remember put on your helmet?
Look how much of an alien Dave is. Look, he's disappeared.
Wow.
He's like the Predator cloaking device.
I just noticed that the laptop wasn't charging, so it wasn't actually turned on. So now it is, and the battery was about
just
to
use
die.
your finger and plug it in, you're an alien.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I think it'll be good if everybody, if we organise something again. People that can come over and go to a race or something like that. It would be good. It's a good laugh because that was the first time we all met each other, wasn't it? Really. So.
It was.
Aye.
It
was quite good.
But the way the pandemic runs, we might want to try and make it during the summery time. That way we don't get any last minute shutdowns and people just can't make it.
Nice warm weather as well.
Yeah.
That'd be better.
Perfect for me. That is, I'll get sunburnt whenever I go to anywhere, even if it's cloudy. I went to Silverstone in September a couple of years ago, and I'm going to post this up on there so you believe me. It was freaking snowing. It was September. It was the World Endurance, I think it was, and it was snowing. And there's this guy who'd obviously been a bit of a smart ass with a, very quick production turnaround. So you've got all the stalls there. No one's going to the stalls buying anything because it's freezing cold and snowing. One guy rocks up and pulls out scarves, hats and gloves. Within 10 minutes, gone. And he was charging £20 for a set.
Nice.
I was like,
that's somebody that thinks outside the box.
Quite.
£20 for a set at a racetrack's actually quite cheap.
It's not bad, no.
Yeah.
But
we were paying, £5 for a hot dog? It was actually frozen.
Yeah, 5, 6
no,
it was about 4 chips.
It was about 13. It was like 18.50 for a beer,
And the
a
food.
hot dog and cold
Aye.
chips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's awful.
Warm on the outside, frozen in the middle.
Still ate it, starving. Right, we've got some more questions if you are happy to kind of
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So George Rieger, his question came in today as well, which was 9th of February, and he's put, "Hi guys, how do you envisage managing the growth of the league regarding further divisional or tier splits or more servers, etc.? Are there any plans for recurring Halo such events as the Race of Champions? Is esports participation for the most talented members a consideration?" So it's kind of get three quite questions that's going to kind of get us thinking. James himself, he did say essentially there isn't anything organised or set up as of yet regarding the esports participation. However, I mean, the event that we're doing now that's coming up very soon, which Gamer Dad will pass over to you as well to promote the Race of Champions. Talk about that in a wee minute.
There's a debate in the admin chat about what format we should use.
But it's something that we are going to have take place. It's
Yeah.
all of the champions within the FRL League over the year taking part in one massive race. It's going to be absolutely epic.
I think it's all the champions and then some extra fast people as well. Some other
Yeah,
races.
nominees who have not quite won things, but they're unraceable.
Now the debate is whether it should be free choice of car or one make. Now, me personally would like one make because then everyone's
Everyone's equal machinery. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I agree with that as well.
You can pick the KTM and the GT4s, one make. A car that nobody uses.
See, I reckon we should put it out to the general public. What would you like to see?
It's 100%. It's a great idea.
Do you mean to the general public, as in excluding anyone from FRL? Let's put it on all the socials and do a poll and just get the no one from FRL can vote.
FRL populace. There we go.
National vote.
Yeah. It's my personal feelings behind that as well. Yeah, put all you aliens into a car that you've never driven. Take all of you out of your comfort zone, level the playing fields, and go.
Yep.
The fact that the guys that are naturally talented,
I think it would more come down to how you can adapt.
How you can adapt and how quickly you can get up to speed with the car.
He's have all shown that kind of trait. So I think you take these out your comfort zone and then go for there. What's the venue?
Suzuka.
And the date and time.
Monday 21st, isn't it?
Yep, Monday 21st.
Yeah, 21st.
It got moved up because of the update getting moved up as well.
Yeah, and then we're also moving the Mixed Mondays race to later on that night so that people can attend both races because people will be chasing the championship as well, the Mixed Monday Championship.
Yeah.
Also touching on what he's asked then, so
talking about the esports part of it there. You could say we do have one esports team already, a couple of them on PC. We're running off to the Imola race, 6 hours Imola this weekend.
You guys put it together, basically your team, you're the FRL team.
So we've got 3 teams of 3, or is it 2 teams of 3 and 1 of 2? Going to 6 hours Imola next week, or this week.
Worst teammate ever, Kips.
I need to hide my face.
me and Checker and Kips were supposed to be taking part.
Yes, we were. You are correct.
Okay.
But you're tied up.
I've bagged you off because at the end of the day, I've got an opportunity to take my son to his first ever football match, and as much as I love you guys get my love all week long. And it's an opportunity. It's a day he's never gonna forget, or you, because you'll be driving so hard.
No, it's totally appreciated. But we've got this 6 hour
Imola
on Saturday, so looking forward to that. Yeah, we've got 3 teams going into it, so let's we'll be able to represent FRL in some kind of shape or form.
And I assume we're all going to be FRL liveried up in our cars,
Yes.
just to make everyone go, wow.
2 Ferraris and a BMW M4.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Bad idea
touching
to
on,
go with a Ferrari around Imola, though. It's not working.
I was just going round it earlier on. It's fine. It's dialed in. It just can't go
Yeah,
fast.
but it depends on what time of the day, because the practice server's on a 24-hour cycle.
Mhm.
So if you go in there and it's reasonable temperatures, the car works fine. But when it gets up to, 42 degrees or something the other day, when I was in, it was just ice rink. It felt like an ice rink with the tyres just out of it.
Yeah.
So
The first question he asks, how do you envisage managing the growth of the league regarding further division or tier splits or more servers, etc.? I mean, one of the main things that helps us grow is Patreon.
Yep.
Our Patreon setups, it comes with perks for anyone who decides to subscribe for it, and those monies go towards the costs of servers, and the more that contribute, the more they get involved, the bigger we're going to get, the more servers we can produce, the bigger events we can have.
Yeah, I think eventually as well. Just to cut you off quick. I think the more obviously stuff like that, patrons and everything, it will go towards like there'll be more prizes for races as well, and championships. Could be like cash prizes and stuff like that, or towards something.
Well, that's right. The Race of Champions has a cash prize incentive.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that the more and more people there is, that it'll be more and more races and stuff like that, and championships that will have that as an incentive to do as well as you can.
And also with the update, I mean, if we think what's going to happen does happen, then essentially we've got a position there where, at the moment, let's take Sundays, whatever. So you got take any night, it's 2 full tiers, isn't it? You've got that scenario, but we've got people on 4s and 5s. So if we split that up, then you've automatically straight away got scope for attracting new players to filter into either 4s or 5s, and then obviously growing those to a second tier. So I think that I actually think that could grow quite easily on that front. It's just then how it's managed, and all of us are going to have to split our time up more. Me and Gamer Dad will be there kicking our PS4s.
I think I've got the added bonus. I've got all the Americans with the PS4, which is great.
Yeah, nice. Because they really can't find a PS5 over there, can they?
So just pack up the wife and kid and move to America. And then you can manage things from there.
Work in Walmart warehouse.
So envision managing the growth. I think we've touched on it last week. We've touched on it again through the week.
I think with the numbers that are coming in the last week, it's definitely looking interesting.
But the growth into over the pond, we've kind of we've now promoted to the American lads into the kind of admin side, haven't we?
We've got Kev.
Yeah,
Kev and Joe.
Georgie Priest is now admin assistant.
Yeah.
Joe Tro and Georgie Priest, did you say?
No, not that.
Not Joe.
Just George. Just George.
Just Georgie Priest.
Yeah.
Because we're looking to expand and kind of set up leagues that side and have them manage those kind of leagues. But that's something that we'll probably just wait to post update. I think
a lot of things will be on hold just until the update gets finalised and we know exactly what we're facing with as well. It's hard to plan for something that you still don't know. It's on the unknown side of things.
So to answer that part of the question, George Rieger, it's in the pipeline. It's in the mix. Things are happening. So
every day something new happens. I think
it's astronomical. It's arms and legs and
Feet,
all sorts
toes,
going out
fingers.
of it. So thanks for your question, George. We have one other question as well. If you want us to cover that off before we finish up for the night. It was sent in by Falco 77. That was today as well. He's actually got a few questions. Some of them a little bit kind of serious, and then a couple of fun questions. So the first lot I'll put question 1 to you guys. So, what do you think the impact of the PS5 update has on the PS community? Seems that the community will be broken in 2 groups, half to half.
He would be correct.
Yeah, I think it'll be broken in half, but I don't think it will cause any splits between people.
I mean, I don't know if like people know, but obviously the people that will have the PS5 version, they still can race the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, we can still fill grids, and obviously if you're going to go from the PS5 to the PS4 version, it's probably not going to be as good but you still will be able to race on it if you want to, just to race. Fill
Somebody threw an idea out there: if you come up with an alternative account on your PlayStation and just race on that alternative account on the PS4 version.
Well, you'll be able
And then
to.
you can race.
Well, I mean, it should
You should be able to
work.
run
Where,
with both. Yeah.
Yeah, it should work on the dashboard on the PS5. You can just select what version. It will say PS4 or PS5 version, and then it will just load up that version of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, Dave, because all my PS4 show me a bloody blue screen every now and then.
The blue screen of death.
Yeah.
Okay, so his second question, your social strategy and your friendly environment is your best quality. Do you have some ideas to introduce new gamers that are not ACC drivers yet? So at the bottom of the Discord, we had the new channel arrive, the game channel. Several different games, including.
Well,
Is that what he means with that, or is he?
I was thinking racing games
How
as
do
well.
we feel we're going to attract people in?
Or like
who
people
aren't
from GT Sport and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean,
It's just the socials. It's just making sure we've got the events running all the time.
yeah, and then also they just need to see the light
Yeah.
yeah.
and just try ACC and then come to FRL.
How can we do that? How can we get that word out there? By using David and his social media skill set.
Just start posting up on GT Sport channels.
So,
What are you
Good
doing?
idea.
Come and join this.
GT Sport is not good.
Don't
ACC
have to all your
is
life.
very good. Question 3. What do you think that the FRL community can do to maintain that FRL enthusiasm? I think this here.
Yeah, we just do what we do, don't we? We just carry on.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on about sort of like the admins and the guys that help run and everything, the reason we are admins and the reason stuff, we've asked people to join and stuff is because they're so enthusiastic.
Yeah,
And
the energy levels to produce.
You need people to just that are, and that's what helps run it basically. So yeah, I think it will always carry on.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get fed up of it. I mean, it can be a lot sometimes, but it's all good fun. So,
like you said earlier, I look forward to leaving work, to going and doing things for FRL. I'm always on my phone. I'm always doing things.
I'm constantly getting told off.
I don't.
Sorry,
sleep much.
you know what? I know I showed this. I'm going to show this again, and this isn't a plug. Listen, honestly, Chris designed that for me. So Chris designed my Comms by Coops thing, which I've
You've
managed
got a
to
banner
put
as
there
well.
as well. He did really well. It was amazing.
I've known this
Thank
kid
you very
for
much.
school, and he's supposed to have made me a banner long before the patrons even came out. And now he's getting all the patrons.
I haven't paid him for it.
No, that was pro bono. I've done it for you, Coops, because I love you, really.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, the more fun questions. So, you know what Falco's like. He's got this very...
He's got his little diary, didn't he?
Yes, we're going to plug that in a sec. Well, you can plug it now on you go. Plug away.
There you go.
So
I'm interested
Falco,
to hear about this. Somebody talk.
So Falco is going to have a nice wee section on our website coming very soon called Falco's Secret Diary, where you'll be able to go on and have a wee read of just like I would say it's in a sense like a blog of how things have happened in the week, and it's going to be updated sporadically or weekly. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but it's getting its own wee section on the FRL website. So if you want to log in and go and have a look, it's on formularacingleague.co.uk, and you'll be able to see his section on there. It should be showing up, I would imagine, quite soon. Just keep your eyes on that, guys. So
It's very cool.
remembered, well reminded.
Very cool.
Yes. So his more fun question is, what's your favourite combination of races during so it's quite broken English, sorry. What's your favourite combination of races during the race or class or the cars, etc.? So Dale, your favourite type of race?
Tier 2 racing. I can do quite well in that. Actually, I like mixed class.
You like the mixed Mondays?
Yeah, because when the GT3s pull away, I've got to fight with the GT4s. It's brilliant.
You done really well the other night, actually. And
That was
you
horrible.
got driver of the day for making it past them just before the end of the race. So well done.
That's one Mondays is like I've only done a couple of races for mixed
Mixed
but
Mondays.
it was fun. I've done the GT4 and GT3 and it was quite good.
You're one of the very few GT4s that can actually race GT3 cars on the track.
We used to love doing that. We used to love racing the GT4 pack.
Just try and keep up with the back end of the GT3s.
It's because you can brake later, you can go around a corner far more aggressively. So if you know what you're doing with the GT4 car and you've got like a back marker, you can race them no problem. It's actually quite funny to watch.
What's your favourite type of race, Chris? Come on.
My favourite type is driving as long as possible.
Without hitting the grass, or?
I keep it on straight. Let me just get this bloody straight
I was
here.
gonna say, it's going to bloody talk about this at some point.
Boom! I have went off on the grass maybe a handful of times, and this stigma seems to be stuck. And it's this guy, Paul, wherever you are on the screen, keeps it going. No, so the longest race possible. I love endurance races. I love having to do multiple pit stops. I love pushing your tyres to their absolute maximum until the car itself then starts kind of throwing wobblies and pushing it, and then trying to jump people in the pits. It's not something I'm very good at myself because I've not mastered this pit strategy thing that you do, Dave, where you cut the engine and then fire away again.
To be fair, I was one of the last guys to manually set it, because how much did I used to moan?
Yeah,
all the time. I'd be
then
like,
you just joined them and gained 6 seconds. Like you need to gain more bloody time.
And then I'd lose time because everyone else was doing the manual stops and I wasn't.
Yeah,
you were doing that, the automatic.
It was really
stuff,
funny when you came into the pits with somebody else that was using the manual stop.
Yeah,
and they would take off. You're like, I've got 5 seconds left. What's going on?
So we done that 6-hour PlayStation backed driver swap race in my partner. He had to come off, and I was left with 4.5 hours in front of me to do the rest of the race. So I sat on my numb bum for the remainder of that race for 4.5 hours. I must have pitted about 9 times because the Porsche's tyres were tearing up to bits, and it was amazing. At the end of it, I was sore and I was happy, and obviously because I ran the longest, I think I finished first unofficially, but that was my net place because I ran the longest. And then eventually when we tallied up all the times, I think our team finished 10th, which was still a good result because we were kind of pulling in sub 2 minutes round Nürburgring constantly, which is for me is a massive achievement. Because go on, Gamer Dad, tell them the times I used to get. I know you're dying to do it.
At what?
So at Nürburgring, I was 206s, 208s, believe it or not.
This is GT4 time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now I'm getting like 58s and 57s.
Well done, mate.
But it's nowhere near the 55s and 54s that the elite are getting.
But it will be though, Chris. It will be eventually. That's the whole purpose of doing it, isn't it? You will improve. incrementally all the time.
I hope so.
Yeah, of course you will. Well, do you know why? When I jump in the party chats where I'm watching you boys racing on a night that I'm not doing anything, I will say, apart from, I'll let crazies out of this one because you don't hear too much of crazies on the chat. Maybe the odd moan about a curb jumping at him which shouldn't be there, or a bump, but you didn't generally moan about other drivers. Gamer Dad sometimes moans about people, most of the time doesn't. But you two boys, you spend that much time talking, which I get it. It's a social exercise. Don't get me wrong. That's what you're there for. You're having a crack with your mates. But I just think if you two
shut up,
buttoned it for about 5
concentrate.
Laps,
yeah,
you'll be surprised how much faster you'll be. Honest to God.
This is when I put my faster times in, when I shut my mouth.
I
can't stop because
I'm not fast enough to catch him, so I just enjoy myself.
He's la la la, talking and singing and tra la la and looking away off screen and picking crisps off his packets. Oh, I'm on the grass! Oh
no! Last night, no, that was so funny. The braking in the Jag. Oh, the Jag.
Wow! Last night, you went from 100 meters away from me to right up my rear, and
I'm braking
1.5 seconds, and I just shut my eyes because you were going to hit me, and it stopped.
Love the Jag.
Boom! Could stop in a 2T piece.
I've learned how to drive it and set it up.
2.5 tons, and the thing can stop in a 2P piece.
I think it is quite scary watching a car come up behind you in the mirror. Anyway, it seems to give you a different perspective that's not as accurate than what you're
I'm not going to say it, but it does that.
It looks like it's a lot closer than what it actually is.
Yeah,
but
it makes it
the
look
mirror's
as
so
if you're about to hit
good
you.
for especially when people are going to dive on you or something.
I could have said it.
Out of the way.
Yeah.
You could have said.
I could have, but I didn't. That last night, I bricked it big time.
Proper.
Yes. And then a few corners later, I think you forced it on me, didn't you? And then I kind of overshot my braking. And I'm on the grass.
Are we still talking about a racing game here?
I'll set you up.
If anyone was listening, it's a bit ropey, isn't it? Really?
You were setting up about 3 corners before that.
I'll set him up.
Someone's dialing 999 as we speak.
Well, we've lost about 20 viewers over that from that comment of he was coming up from behind. And I just closed my eyes, I think. Well, beautifully timed, chaps.
Oh, fantastic. Right, let's continue with Falco's questions, shall we?
Yeah, let's get it done.
What's your favourite moment in the sim racing? So he's saying the training, buying equipment, learning new tracks, the adrenaline of the race.
Winning is the best.
Okay, that's you're not allowed to comment. You just
actually no. Close racing. Like when you're literally this is especially being in slower cars as well. When you're trying to catch someone and then you get so close to them and you're following them around lap after lap and you're trying to get them to make a mistake, that is the best. Yes. I love doing that. I love just because me and Paul had literally the whole race. Was it what was it? Was it Slammers or was it a it was Slammers, wasn't it? A Thursday at Laguna.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was in the we was the whole race. We was literally nose
2 corners from the end.
And
just after the corkscrew.
You said corners from the end.
Gave him a little love tap with the rear, and then and then went and won the race.
Took full advantage, cheating bugger. So yes,
it was no stuff like that is the best. You get such a thrill from that, especially and it's if you don't touch. I mean, you can have obviously little love taps and there it goes, but as long as no one goes off and stuff like that, it's so much fun.
We know what Derek's favourite thing is. I mean, if you look in the background of Derek, you can just see it says, what's it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 boxes that say Fanatec on it. So we all know what his favourite thing is.
The equipment.
Spending money and buying rigs.
Actually, my favourite part is talking to the guys in the chat.
Not even racing related.
Yeah, I would swap this for more conversation.
I'll take it.
No, you cannot.
Straight in, bags in mind. Shotgun.
Promised it to Chica.
Pop round and poison his tea and then just leave with it.
Wow.
My favourite part, I love the driving and I like doing the other bits as well, but my favourite part of it all is actually, it's quite voyeuristic, is he's seeing how everyone interacts with each other during the week, post-race, pre-race, post-race, and then any of the stuff that goes on, you know, sometimes people have discussions in the stewards' rooms. That's always quite interesting to see.
Yes. Those conversations are good.
They can be, yeah, they can be very good. But I think, yeah, for me, I think it's just the whole thing, because we're not just okay. Yeah, winning's great. I mean, I won't know about that, Dave. I mean, I don't win races. I'm as good as Chris at that.
I think the highest place I've came's fourth or something, third, fourth.
Actually, you know what? That was a Slammers night, and you were getting really happy, weren't you? And there was only 4 in the grid.
Yeah, and I came third.
And you were 5th.
Of that, there's nothing I can't do in a GT3 car, including come 5th in a race of 4.
My greatest achievement so far with FRL and PS would be the 3rd place in GT4 Thursday with a full grid. Alton Park it was, and the Chevy.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I did only manage that because Big Balls ran out of fuel.
Everyone else got disconnected.
No, everything was still on. It's just I was catching Big Balls, but I didn't realise it was because he was saving fuel, and he still had to put 1 lap to go, so I managed to pop over him. But I still take that as a 3rd place.
Okay, so that was the questions from Falco himself. James had put some kind of quite to the point answers, if I just go over them very quickly. We have a plan for separation and for combined if possible. We remain as much in the dark as everyone else with regards to the update. He also says ACC is life. Admins as chosen on their personality as well as admin skills, and we remain confident and the ethos will continue. This is a possibility of the new game being introduced in the future, so asking the question about new games, etc. People that are maybe not directly related to ACC themselves, so it's not necessarily something that's out with our grasp, maybe a different type of sim. I don't know where he's going with that one. And then his last comment was different races and competitions, and of course more tiers. I think what James is kind of saying there is we're getting bigger, more races, more leagues, more tiers. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
The more people that contribute to the Patreon is going to help that massively, and we've got a fantastic Patreon base so far. Well, I think things are moving in the right direction quite quickly.
Very quickly.
In respects, this time in November last year, we had about 75 members.
Yeah.
I've had 39 people.
Now, aren't we?
With 39 people join the Discord 2 days ago in one day. It's like half of the base in November in one day.
It's like my subscribers on YouTube.
Is it really? Have you passed the 20 mark?
Yeah, I mean, Jardier messaged me earlier saying, how much would you charge, Coops, just to commentate on some of my driving? And I was like, listen, I don't have time for that.
I'll get FRL.
I'm too busy for all that.
Excellent, I love it.
I told them to come over to FRL and then you would have been commentating on them anyway.
Were you like Jardier who? Sorry, do I even know who you are? So, I think that wraps up quite a good question and answers and kind of session throughout the entire podcast. I mean, the questions have been quite meaty tonight.
Yeah.
Quite good. Had some really good discussions off the back of it. It's been amazing having Crazies with us tonight. I hope he's been as informative.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you now know what he looks like. You can now,
with this nice
and we know where he lives. Look,
he's in his abode of choice this evening.
The secret to being fast is actually these glasses.
Looks like he's orbiting the moon at the moment.
are you Neo?
If I take them off, I can't see.
Aha.
Maybe I'll do a race. Maybe I'll do a race with no glasses on.
Yeah, that could be your challenge for next season. No glasses race.
Goodness, it's 25 past 11 and we've got Midnight Madness to prep for.
Right, let's go.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks again for everyone tuning in. The questions have been fantastic. The live feedback, the chats just went bonkers again. So, Del,
Yes.
would you like to say goodbye?
Yes, it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
As cheesy as it is. No, so you're in control of the thing, so.
Oh, I'm waiting
Are
for
we
everybody to
wrapping
say
up, are we?
goodbye. Yes, we're wrapping
Here
up.
it goes.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Was there any answers to the Race of Champions format in the chat?
Yeah, everyone's saying one make.
One mate.
Yeah,
One
it's
make.
kind of leaning
One make.
towards one make. I think
They agree.
All of the peasants who aren't champions, obviously I'm one of those, we all want to see you guys do one make because it's, there'll be more bloodshed, won't there?
Has to be a car though that no one drives.
See, it's a shame you can't have a forced setup as well, to where everybody's got to run round in a one-make car and you're forced with a safe setup, and that would make it more difficult.
Why can't you do that? Why can't you just say you have to do that then?
Well, you can say that, but how are you going to know if they're actually doing it?
Yes, that's
You're on that faith at that
True.
point.
True.
Just
that
get everyone
might
to
not
live
be-
stream and then just
Yeah,
go
I
through it
think
before
you could do-
get them watch every single person.
But if you
Someone's got to watch every single person.
Sounds like me.
Right,
Good.
So, yeah.
excellent. So,
So it was lovely to have
Crazy.
you, Dave. Nice to see
Great
you.
seeing you.
It was
Great
great
seeing
to see the
everybody.
rest of the guys again, and we will come back next week, guys.
next Wednesday, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Catch you all later. Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye bye.